Hey guys, it's Tara with Kids Weights and Tarot. Welcome to our Sunday live chat. Woo! So, welcome to the first week of January. How was it? Want to hear how was your New Year's plans? How'd the first week go for you? How's the energy feeling? Do you have anything cooked up for today, this weekend, or going on into this week? Would love to hear from you guys. But hey, those of you that are tuning in for the first time or watching this replay for the first time, my name is Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. You can learn a little bit more about me by checking out the information box down below, checking out my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com, and our witchy shop, A Desert Cauldron, over on Etsy. It's a shop that James from Light of Riga and I own. You can also check out Light of Riga over on Etsy as well if you're looking for some crystal goodies. Alrighty, it looks like we have some homies in the house right now. Let's see, Susie's here. Hey, hey. And Caitlin, hello. Caitlin says she should be moving sometime this week. Ooh, she said all that's left to pack is her toothbrush, hairbrush, etc. Ah, the essentials, I see. Susie says, we got hail that's stuck to the ground. I bet it's cold where you are, Tara. Yeah, you can see my breath. It's a little cold. um, there is snow out there, but it's melting. But we have a lot of wind today, which is why I'm indoors. Otherwise, all you'd hear is. But we are supposed to get a good amount of snow between noon and like 2 a.m. Tomorrow. So we'll see. I'll take some pictures. I'll take some video. I'll post it on the Instagrams, either at AZ Offgrid, which is like our little homesteading account over on Instagram, or I'll post it to at Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. Oh, I actually do have some photos and some witchy stuff to share over on our desert.cauldron on Instagram as well. So check that out. Let's see. Do, do, do. Susie said it is coffee time. And yay! Susie's got the little purr. Stay cozy. Oh, Caitlin, today is her 2-month member anniversary. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We're going to have to pull a card for you right now, Caitlin. Oh my goodness. So thank you for having been a member for 2 months. When it's people's like anniversaries, I like to, pull a little card for them. So I want to pull a little message for Caitlin in her 2-month member anniversary. So you might wonder what she's talking about being a member. Well, not only does she have the wrench of power next to her name, which means that she's a moderator, but also she has a little colored like kitten head next to her name. And so I have a YouTube membership, so everybody who supports, what I do here on this channel, they can become YouTube members. You get access to certain emojis that nobody else can use unless you're a YouTube member. But there are these kitty heads that are in different various like chakra colors depending on how many months you've been a member. And so you see a little kitty head next to her name. So thank you so much, Caitlin. Okay. Oh my goodness. Starting off with some celebrations. I like it. But while I'm pulling Caitlin's card, what are you guys doing today? How was your week? I want to hear about it. And believe me, I know I look cold with my breath showing and all, like, but I'm actually kind of toasty. Like these are my warm sweaters. I got my warm beanie on. I have a nice blankie across my legs, so I'm good. It's all good in the hood or the mountains, as they say. Okay, let's see. For Caitlin's message, I want to go with my trusty Wally's World Oracle, because Wally, he's always got the 411. He's always dropping some good messages. What does Caitlin need to know right now? Okay. Oops. Put that right there. Let's put that there. Okay. So we have this card here. And actually these are of my aunt's flowers, actually in her property in San Diego. And this is kind of like looking out from her patio. She has like a pretty good sized backyard where she used to have her own like gardening, and she used to grow tons and tons of her own vegetables. Like there was a time where she was literally just living off the food in her garden. But now, she's getting a little bit older, so she still has a little bit of a garden, but I just thought it's so beautiful. So, all right, let's tap into this one. Actually, this is about your move, Caitlin. And just any time in our life we make big quote unquote moves like this, whether we're physically moving from one home to another, or we are making energetic moves or emotional moves in our lives, this is just a reminder that you are always safe and protected. I know that you know that at a conscious level, but just to remind your subconscious as well. And I know it sounds trite, but I know that if you tap into your heart space, and anytime any sort of nerves comes up or worry about what might be, when you go into that heart space, when you ground yourself, you remember that you do take care of yourself. Your higher self is you, and your higher self, which is you, is always taking care of you. So it's going to be just fine. Of course, everything doesn't always go as smooth as rainbows and unicorns, but there's nothing that you can't handle. There might be little speed bumps along the way, but in the end, you're always well taken care of. And also to reflect upon all the times you've had to make big moves and changes in your life. And yes, at the time it may had sound or had seemed intense and possibly overwhelming at times, but eventually you adapted. Eventually you regrounded yourself. You reminded yourself of your power, and life continued on. And so will be the same with this change and all subsequent changes. All right. Yay. Thank you, Wally, for helping Caitlin out. All righty. And thank you so much, Caitlin, for being a member. Susie says, I'm loving the beanie. It is so cute. Thank you. It's nice, nice, warm knit wool beanie. She said it was a nice day yesterday. We had Italiano for dinner. Ooh, very nice. Actually, it was I would say pretty nice and sunny yesterday. I think it was like 34 degrees, but it didn't feel like 34 degrees. It felt much warmer. I didn't even need all of my layers. I just like had a sweatshirt on. I was like, I'm cool. So I don't know if our blood is thickening up here or Caitlin says, I'm honored you'd never used your deck for me. Aw, I love to bust out Wally's world. Susie says it's one of her favorite decks. Caitlin says, I never felt this was my home when Gran and Mom died. To me, family is home. I agree. I agree. Susie says, yes, it was sunny. Yeah, it was like, really? It's 34. We're like, it's pretty warm. So yeah, we got to just kind of hang out once we got home yesterday. I mean, everything was it was such a smooth ride into town, and we were kind of worried at first, or at least I was worried at first. I was like, oh man, there's snow, and then the sun's out, which means the snow is going to melt into mud, and I really don't want my Jeep getting stuck in the mud or anything like that. So James and I actually did a shadow work meditation before we left for town, and we're both working on things in terms of like money, but more like the money matrix system, like the hold that has, and just kind of releasing an aspect of it. And I realized that in releasing the aspect of the money system, that was actually tied to me manifesting obstacles in my path where there needn't be. And it's just due to old programming where I believe that I have to struggle or have to work really, really hard in order to get the things that I want, that things just can't be smooth sailing. And it's just programming that my parents had from their parents, and then they programmed that into me. And so while I was working on that in my shadow work, my higher self brought that up and said, you know, all of your worries about going into town and getting stuck in the mud, and there's snow out there and there's ice, and, you know, all of this is your ego trying to create obstacles for you. Your ego wants you to get stuck in the mud. Your ego wants you to have a hard time getting into town. So that way you feel like, oh, I had to struggle to get into town. And now it's my reward to have finally got to my destination, but I had to struggle to get to my destination. And I was like, well, I don't want to struggle. So I was like, tell the ego to like buzz off. So you know, did my shadow work, did my releasing, and it was the smoothest, most uneventful ride going into and coming back from town ever. So the road was actually still like snowy ice ish, so there really wasn't any mud going into town. So it was just like just like smooth all the way in. And then when things did start melting a little bit later in the day when we came back, I mean, the Jeep's a little dirty, but she's been muddier. I mean, she's had huge chunks of mud balls on her before, but now we just made it back like just fine. We're just like, there was a couple sloggy parts, but you know, that's why I have mud tires. So so it was fine. And I was like, oh wow. It's like our 3D reality, like, yes, I know this, I know it consciously, you know, is my reality is dictated by my wants, my needs, my shadows, everything I'm manifesting from my ego, from my higher self. Like, I know this, but sometimes it's like confirmation when you work on something and then you immediately get some results of like, see, you didn't need all those blockages. You literally like got those blockages out of your way because you decided that you didn't want to let your ego be in charge. And I was like, cool. So, all righty. Let's see. Let's go back here. Kaylin says it's 35 for me, but yesterday was in the 20s. Ooh, I don't think we've had some daytime lows in the 20s. That's a little too cold. Today I think it's supposed to be in the 40s again, maybe upper 30s. Susie said, money, moon, magic. Yes. Susie said, so wise. Caitlin said, did you see the recording of the auction on Instagram? Also, side note, were you able to hear the auctioneer? I did not see that one, actually. I kind of been a, a little off Instagram. Sometimes I'm on Instagram to like post a few things, and then I've been trying to just kind of settle into the new year and just all this energy. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling like there's a lot of energy so far at the beginning of this year. And it looks like, at least for me, since the Tower card is my major arcana card for the year, woohoo, Tower, wee! It's like time to get right back into that shadow work. I'm like, alrighty then. So, but if the replay is still up there on Instagram, I would like to, I would like to see it. Okay. And speaking of warmness, I have my green tea, my Himalayan green tea with me. Oh, hey guys! There's a little bunch of little birdies. They're called black-eyed juncos, and all these little juncos are just like pecking around outside the window. I don't know if you guys can see. Hold on. Let's see if we can swing you guys around. Is it this one? Maybe it's this one. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see them, but they're kind of right under there. There they are. James put out a bunch of seeds. So they're just hopping around in the snow, saying hello. And those guys will come right up to you. They have like no fear of us. And it's like so cool because they're just wild birds, you know? It's like not like domesticated like city birds where, they're used to being around tons of people. So it's always so special and magical. Um, Caitlin said that's like the third week in a row. Birds have shown up, maybe more. Ooh. So when I think of birds, I think of lots of movement, energy, moving into something new, a new adventure. And well, you are going on a brand new adventure, with your move and all the changes that are happening, within a new year and in your life. So I think that makes sense, with these birds. And also, I feel that bird energy is very protective, that they are going to be with you for a smooth journey, smooth sailing. Susan says, let's go. I know, right? All right. So, speaking of journeys, let's look at our journey for this week. I have a few of the decks that I've just kind of kept around since the first of the year. I'm just really feeling their golden energy. I feel the color gold, like sunny, sunshine, golden energy, solar plexus energy for this year. I'm also feeling like the actual physical metal of gold, but also copper. So copper and gold, if I were to choose like metals for 2024, those are the ones that I'm really like attracted to. And sometimes I do sleep with metal under my pillow. Like I have a Fenster quartz that I keep under my pillow because Fenster quartz is freaking awesome. I also have some orgonite from Kelly, Woo Woo Woman. You guys got to check her out, just to keep any bad juju away from my head, any frequencies and things like that. But I used to keep a silver coin under my pillow, but I decided, for 2024, since I'm feeling gold, I switched it out for an actual gold coin. So, well, it's considered a gold round in the bullion industry, but it's a buffalo coin, and it is like real legit gold. And at first, it was a little difficult to sleep with it under my pillow because it seemed to have like a lot of really, I don't know what the word would be, like pizzazzy, zingy energy. Um, but you know, I've gotten used to it now, so we're rolling with gold. So anyway, for decks, I have the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot for its little golden energy, but I also have the Black and Gold Tarot. Woo! And in the sun, these babies are magical. And then lastly, I have the Gold Foil Tarot, and this one was a gift from James a while back. But these cards look just like this, like super cool. I just, to me, that's the energy of 2024. Digging it. Okay, so let's see what we have cooked up this week. Oh, Edgar's here. Hey, hey, Edgar, how are you? This is, hey, good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Caitlin says, I'm thinking of my sun sign, Aquarius. The symbol is Ganymede pouring out a water jug, hence why everyone thinks Aquarius is a water sign. I'm pouring out, getting rid of what I used to be. I love it. Let go of the old, bring in the new. Um, Edgar saying hello to everyone. All righty. Okay, so if you guys want to grab your decks, or if you don't have your decks, runes, if you want to just channel some messages, if you just want to quietly go inwards and see what your higher self has to say, we'd love to hear your downloads. Let's see. Let's use the deck James got me. So the Gold Foil Tarot. Let's go with that one, and we'll pull a Wally's World as well. By the way, if you're interested in my Wally's World deck, the link for that is also down below. But let's see, what do we have cooked up this week? Energetically, physically. Let's see. I think I'm going to pull 3 cards. Okay, we got our 3 cards. Fabulous. Put that right there. Let's make some vroom, vroom, vroom. Okay, we're going to pull a Wally's World card here. There we go. Okay, got our Wally's World. Let's keep this one out of the bag. We'll do that. Okay, and what the heck? Might as well pull out the Golden Art Nouveau. Just in case I feel like we need some messages from that. Might as well have the decks on the ready. Okay. Sorry, just heating up my hand. All right, and I have my candles going here, so maybe I'll just wave my hand over the candles like, oh, warm up my hand. Okay, so let's see what we have for this week. Oh, okay. Alrighty then. I'll show you guys in just a moment. Caitlin said, all my decks are packed. I'll type messages when and if I get them. Okay. Hey, I love your downloads that you get. Oh, and then Susie also put up Kelly's website. So it's www.woowoowoman.com if you want to check out some of the best orgonite I've ever felt and seen. And we have quite a few of her pieces around our home. And I will say they do make a difference, like energetically speaking, especially when we're running electronics or anything like that. So I try not to keep my phone near my head when I'm sleeping. So that's why I keep the orgonite near me, just to kind of keep away any sort of frequencies like that. I also keep one of her pieces next to my computer. So when I'm doing computer work, maybe I don't get so inundated with bad juju, things like that. We have a piece of hers that we keep also in the bedroom, but more like next to our heater. And then James has a few pieces. Oh, I have another piece I keep next to my altar as well, because that's a sacred space. So I want to make sure that it's nice and clear there. So I really, really like the things that she makes. So this is a beautiful orgonite and energy healer. Yes, yes, she is. Edgar says, still waking up, stretching in bed. I'm like looking at my decks all the way across the room, like lazy. Nice. For a moment, I was like, should I just do my live chat from the bed? I'm like, live from my pillow. It's Crusty Tara. Let's see. Oh, Susie has posted Kelly's YouTube channel. You want to go check it out? She does have an amazing YouTube channel. Caitlin says, I've heard some crystal experts say orgonite isn't a true gemstone. It's just a result of many different gemstones combined. Well, orgonite, yeah, isn't a gemstone really. You would have to ask Kelly. She's obviously the expert. I'm not. But I do know that there's like quartz in there, and it's all compacted within resin. There is copper. There's other metals that they may use, but basically the combination of the metals or stones that are used, especially quartz, are meant to kind of clear out the environment around it of like EMFs and things like that. But like I said, she's the expert. I don't want to give you wrong information. But that's like my brief overview of like my limited information, but she has a lot of info on her website. She's always giving lots of helpful information about it, how to work with it, and things like that on her Instagram. So you can check her out on Instagram. You can check her out on YouTube. She's putting videos up about that, and like definitely check out her website. So she is the lady to go to for orgonite. Edgar says, I can imagine you waking up, hair everywhere, and just on live. I'm just like, hey guys. Susan says, I adore her. Me too. Me too. All right, so let's take a sip of tea and let's show you what I got here in terms of cards for the week. Okay, first we have a court card, and that is the Queen of Wands here. Check her out. Love her little kitty cat down there. Looking like Loki. And then we have the Fool card, so our first major arcana. And then we have our second major arcana card, and that is the Chariot. All right, so I haven't turned over my Wally's World card yet. I want to get to that after we take a look at these three. So, two majors and a court card. Ooh, me oh my. All right, so let's see what we have cooked up this week. Um, oh, Caitlin says she's going to go check out Kelly. She says Shannon Marie from Crystal Wisdom is also a great crystal expert. I have two books by her. All right. So, yeah, definitely check out Shannon Marie as well. And hey, don't forget to check out James. He's got a crystal heart. He's all things crystals. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay, all right. So I would say that the two major arcana cards that we have in this reading is really just a reflection of the collective energy at the moment. That there's a lot of different heavy expectations for 2024. A lot of people feeling um, some intensities, feeling like, this is going to be a year of big changes for me. For some other people, they say this is the year that I really feel I'm going to start making huge strides in my shadow work and in my healing. For others, it could be this is the year I'm really going to start letting go large chunks of the ego. Other people, this is the year I really want to start to really balance out that ego, with the higher self. Others want to really get in tune with their higher self. So it's different for everyone, but the feeling is intense. And what people want and what people are feeling for 2024. And so I know that we've just gone through our very first week, and now we're going into the second week. It feels like people are starting to come out of their hibernation phase. It felt like kind of towards the end of December, people were kind of going into this hermit phase, where they're like, okay, let me just go inwards for a second, because it's like, whoa, 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 the new year is coming, 2024 is coming, and what do I want? What do I truly want? What am I feeling about this year? Even if people don't consider themselves spiritual or religious or intuitive, although I do believe we all are to a degree, they know that this is leading towards something for us personally, but also for us as a collective. And now the energy for this upcoming week is, now it's time to take action. Okay, I've had all these ideas. I've kind of been, under the covers for a little bit, in bed. And now I'm like, okay, now it's ready to get out of bed. I'm ready to start doing some things. I'm ready to start taking action. I'm ready for those changes to begin, even if I don't know where those changes are going to lead me, even if I don't quite know exactly the timeline I want to get myself on. I just want to take that first step in whatever direction. I just want to start something. And that is what the energy of this upcoming week is I just want to start something. And that's that kind of fool card I'm feeling, getting out of the chariot energy of like, oh, I could go this way, I could go that way. And it's like, well, what, I'll just do something. Embracing that Queen of Wands here. And knowing that whatever the something is that you really step towards, it just feels good having accomplished that. It's like, okay, that's the first step. One small step for man, so it's like, I've done the step, and that's all we want to get accomplished for this week. Doesn't mean we're going to start diving right into it and like doing all kinds of things, like lots of things. It's just, I want to get that first step in. And this is my first footprint into 2024, so to speak. For some, it's the first footprint into the snow. Hmm. Okay, let's see if there's anything else coming forward. Okay, so knowing that, if that's the energy that many of us are going into, if you're one that tends to become maybe overwhelmed when there's a lot of energy floating around, especially if it's your own energy, just a reminder to stay grounded, stay present, Remember, we're not going to finish everything that we want to. I don't feel that this is a finishing week of anything coming up. This is a beginning. And sometimes beginnings don't start right when the Gregorian calendar says our beginning start. For many, the beginning is this upcoming week, my very first step. And that should be enough. That is all for now. We'll figure out what we want to do the week after that, but let's just get that first step in. And being gentle with yourself, remembering to take time out to meditate, remembering to take time out to ground yourself, listen to your heart, listen to your higher self, because any new thing that you're trying, any new adventure where it's something out of your normal behavior is going to trigger that ego, because the ego likes when things are exactly the same. The ego likes when things don't change. So if you, your higher self, are making these changes, just know the ego is going to come up and be like, whoa, 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 dude, chica, what are you doing? um, and that's when we go back into our heart space. That's when we ground ourselves to say, ego, thank you very much for trying to protect me, but I'm listening to the higher self. My higher self has never led me astray. So you can just chillax and enjoy the ride. All right. Let's see what we have going in here today. Caitlin has also posted the Reiki Gymwell YouTube channel. You want to go check that out. Susie has the name of James's shop on Etsy, which is Light of Riga. Go check him out for crystals. Oh yeah, Caitlin. Yeah, sometimes I don't know why, even me, because it's my channel. I'm like trying to post like a website. It's like, nope. Yes, YouTube is being testy today. Yes, and then there's also James's YouTube channel. You can check him out. You can also check him out on Instagram at Light of Riga. Annette is here. Hey, hey, hey. How are you? Good morning, good morning. Edgar says, I'm using the Hermetic Tarot, got Knight of Cups, Eight of Swords, the Lovers, and the Tower, a moment to break free and begin working and focusing on your desires, being true to myself, a deconstruction and reconstruction of the self. Happy New Year to me. Nice. Caitlin says, first thing I'm going to do in my new home is take a nice long hot bath, even though I'm not supposed to take baths because of my epilepsy. Well, if you're going to take yourself a nice bath, maybe, put some crystals around. At least that's what I like. Certain crystals, that just kind of put me in that nice Zen energy. Maybe some quartz, but also some rose quartz. If you have some lepidolite, just like chill. At least those are my chill crystals. Maybe a couple of candles. And then Caitlin said that the Reiki Gem Wellness website or YouTube channel is Shannon Marie. Kayla, what up, girl? Hello, hello. Angela's here. She said hello from Indiana, 32 degrees and snow, making some cinnamon tea. Ooh, that sounds delish. So 32 degrees for you today. Oh, it started snowing. Well, it's snow degrees outside. Okay, so let's see what Wally had to say for the week. Oh, we have this, picture of warmer days. This is actually taken out in Hawaii, and this is a picture taken by my stepmom when her and my dad went out to the islands there. And here, of course, we have Wally photoshopped down there. He's looking to see what's coming into shore. Edgar says to also try lavender and rosemary oil in your bath. It will help with relaxation. I second that. That is good stuff right there. Okay, so we were talking about that this upcoming week is all about that very first step, and it's you you don't have to do anything more than that this week. I know that maybe we may get overexcited and it's like, ooh, I did the first step in that. Maybe I want to do this and this and this, but this is not about throwing our energy all over the place. This is about focused energy, keeping ourselves grounded, especially because 2024 seems like it's going to be even more swirling and intense than the previous year and years. We are going to have to stay grounded, which means not getting ahead of ourselves and not letting our ego take us on a joyride all over the place. We're already going to have an adventure, already going to have a fun time. So one step at a time. So let's see what Wally has to say about that as well. Okay, so Wally's just reminding us that if we can keep ourselves grounded in the heart space, aka the higher self, taking that first step, by doing that, it's so much easier to see the people that surround us, whether we know them currently or they're going to be new people, excuse me, within our sphere. Excuse me. But it's easier to notice them and notice their help when they offer it. Because if we're in the energy, the constant energy of go, 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 and I want to do a million things at once, we may not see the people that would truly benefit from coming along with us on this journey and that we would benefit from having them accompany us on this journey. So, in order to see your fellow travelers and have those people rotate in and out, these could be long friends from a long time ago, these could be just a stranger that you're only going to meet for a day. But that energy exchange that you have for that day is going to be beneficial for you and for them on their journey throughout this year and the years to come. So ground yourself, as we've said. I know I sound like a broken record. Ground yourself, connect to the higher self. Meditation really helps for that. So that we can see all the people that need to join us and that we need to join on this journey of ours and theirs. All right. Thank you, Wally. All right. Let's see what else you guys have going on. Caitlin said, ooh, I love that idea, Edgar. Thank you. Edgar says, did you hear about the tarot reading on Fox for Trump for 2024? I did not. They had a tarot reading on, you're talking Fox News? Interesting. Wow. Like I say that the world is a reality TV show. It really is. Wow. Caitlin says, Edgar, Trump shouldn't even be running. He should be in jail. I would say that all of them should be in jail. I don't care how shiny, nice, like this party or that party or the head of this party or the head of that party. It's all the same party. They're all appealing to their group of people. And it's just to get the next cabal member in office. Don't care what color flag they wave, what political party, either in this country or any other country. I think this is all us like starting to see like these people that we're seeing as our quote unquote leaders. It's time to start taking back our sovereignty as people and as humans, and realizing that maybe we don't need to be governed, or ruled in the ways of old, that it's time for a change. And I think that's why these things are starting to look so silly. We're here in the United States. We have elections coming up this year. And like it seems like for a lot of people it's like so ridiculous, that things are just getting weird. And really what it is that it's always been ridiculous, it's always been weird, but the veil is just like and Caitlin was talking about her being an Aquarius, but this is the age of Aquarius. This is the age of enlightenment, of awakening, of seeing through the deception. And now we're seeing things for what they truly are and who they truly are, and we're just like, it's crazy. We're like, why would I want these people like to rule me? Like, I don't think so. I'm gonna take my power back. So yeah, that's why I think it's just a silly circus. Oops, got this little candle. One candle is out. Alrighty. Let's see, let's go back here. Edgar says he got the 5 of Cups. Says, well, for 2024, he got lost. Interesting. Susie said, agreed. Edgar's like, yes, Fox News. It's on TikTok. Oh my God. I'll go check it out for some giggles. Caitlin said, agreed. Edgar says, Florida, they made a law that they need to show where they are getting their money from. A lot of government officials are quitting now. So, oh no, transparency? Oh, we wouldn't want that. But you know what? Whether they want transparency or not, things are getting transparent and I'm all here for it. So Alrighty. Okay, speaking of transparency, that's actually going to segue into what I wanted to do with this live chat, other than, go into the weekly reading. But I want to talk about the higher self. And actually, I want us to take a look at each and in each of your higher selves. So I'll explain what that means. But I do want to talk a little bit about the upcoming Lunar New Year, which is going to be next month. Um, and the Lunar New Year that I follow is the Mayan Lunar New Year. And so that's coming up like early to mid February. And we're going into the year of 12 Kaban. And in the or the Tzolk'in calendar, not Tolkien, but Tzolk'in calendar, um, the cycles for the years go in 13-year cycles. And so we're for 2024, this is a 12 year. And next year is going to be that 13-year, 2025. That means the very ending of a cycle, which there's usually huge changes when that happens, just like way before when they were talking about, oh, the end of the world, 2012, things like that. But that was the end of another 13-year cycle. There's, of course, huge grand cycles outside of those 13-year cycles, but we are getting towards the end of what was and going into the new. Some people have seen that as being like the new earth. Some people have seen that as it's going to be huge changes in government, whatever it may be, whatever our realities and our perspectives are. We are feeling that. Like I said, it doesn't matter how spiritual or intuitive we may feel we are, or religious. People, humanity, animals, you could see it in our trees. Everybody's feeling these shifts and changes, and they're getting bigger and more intense. How they show up in our individual lives looks different, but it doesn't mean we don't feel it. And so 12 Kaban, 12 is a number of reflection, but it's also a number of the collective consciousness. So it's reflecting on us as a collective, kind of where we've been, where we want to go, but also in our individual life, how does where humanity, where it feels like going, is that someplace I feel like too? And how is that showing up in my life? Um, and so this is a time for really challenging beliefs this year, probably why I have a tower card as my major arcana for me this year. Although the like year card for 2024 is the number 8, which is the strength card. I wish I had the strength card on me right now, but and the strength card has the infinity symbol above it, which is community, which is the collective. It's remembering our solar plexus energy, which is probably why I've been seeing all this gold. Like I see gold and copper, and I think solar, sun, solar plexus, and that's us reclaiming that sovereignty and power. And I think how fitting that is that, at least in our neck of the woods in this country, that we have our elections coming up at the end of this year. And we're trying to elect people that we want to rule over us when we're in a year of finding our own power. So I think it's going to be rather interesting. And how that shows up in other countries, I think, is going to be interesting as well, especially countries that have monarchies, like let's say our friends across the pond. How is that going to show up for them? Um, and so, this Kaban energy, you're wondering what that is. It's the energy of knowledge. It's the year lord of knowledge, of learning, understanding, education. And so, everything that we've learned up until this point is coming into question. That's that reflection, that 12 energy. Everything we've believed about ourselves, everything that we've been programmed, not only as a collective, but as individuals, as children, those are changing. And so, this is like ripping wide open the veil this year. And then when you go into next year, 2025, with the number 13 is like the most magical number that you could have in all of the the 13 years in that cycle. Number 1 is pretty powerful as well, powerful new beginnings, but that comes right after a powerful, powerful ending. And that's the number 13. That is I would say, the ultimate number that you would connect to what source energy is like, what your energy is like, your higher self, your sovereignty, your power. is that number 13. And what comes after Kaban? Eek. Eek is the hurricane, the winds of change. I was born under a Eek year, which is why I'm such an air sign. But it is the winds of change. And sometimes it can be just like a little trickling wind, but it depends on the number that it's connected to. And when you connect Eek, which is a hurricane force energy, with the number 13, the most powerful number that you can have in all of the Mayan calendar, I'd say buckle up, folks. It's going to be fun. So I say that not to instill fear, but to instill hope and a remembrance of who you all are truly, which is why I want to dive into the higher selves today. I want to really have a little look ski and kind of tell you guys like how I see you guys um, in these live chats, because I don't obviously I can't see you because I can only see myself on my phone. Um, so instead I have to connect to each of your energies. That's how I do like the card readings for you guys, is I'm connecting to your energy. And since I'm a very visual person, I visualize that energy as well as feel that energy. And so, yes, I want to talk a little bit about that and your individual higher selves. Okay, let's go back here. Um, Susie said Tara's an amazing mind astrologer. Well, thank you. Annette says yes. That's 13 Kavan or Eek. Caitlin says it's funny if the Mayan New Year starts the same day as Chinese New Year, February 10th. Right around there, I would say like 10th, 12th, right around there. Yes, 12 Kaban. Woo, woo, woo. And Caitlin said, strength card, the Leo card. Love all that fiery solar plexus energy. She said 13 is the number of the divine feminine. That's why every religious man wanted to name Friday the 13th unlucky. But really, Friday the 13th is the day of the goddess. And I'm glad you brought that up, Caitlin, because I think that many people are starting to like question sayings like that in our culture, whatever our culture may be. Like things like, oh, Friday the 13th has always been unlucky. Black cats are always seen as unlucky. Oh, well, this is the way we always do things. Or, in wintertime, it's meant to snow in certain parts of the world. It's meant to do this. And it's like now we're starting to see the reality of things that have been controlled. I want to point out, let's say, I want to look into this more, but according to some news sources in New Hampshire, they have passed a law where geoengineering is illegal. So they are not allowed to have chemtrails in their skies because it is literally geoengineering. And remember, people would say, oh, chemtrails, you say? That's just conspiracy theory. And then people realized, hey, where did the words conspiracy theory come from? Oh, that came from after the JFK assassination. And then it came out that our own CIA assassinated Mr. Kennedy. So it's like all of these revelations and all of these, like, even our vernacular, our idioms, all of these things, it's figuring out why we say them, where this energy is coming from, where do these quote unquote facts come from, where does this knowledge come from. People starting to questioning what has always been. Before it was oh, it's always just been like that, or oh, everybody knows that, or oh, that's always been the facts. But now people are starting to say, really, has that always been the facts? you know the Epstein client list starting to come out, many pages of it. And people really like, maybe what we have been taught and what has been presented to us may have not been totally accurate. And so that's the age of Aquarius, and that's what I'm excited about. Okay, let's see. Let's go back here. Susie said, whoop, whoop, New Hampshire. Edgar says, I'm still hot down here in Texas, the coldest year. My patootie. Aurora said, CIA. I never heard that theory. Oh, there was some whistleblowers from the CIA that came out, um, and they actually had the documents to prove that it was no longer a theory, that that's actually what happened. And so now it's like a fight to try to recover it up. But um, yeah, there was a couple whistleblowers that came out. Um, some people that were well, they're retired now, but they worked for the CIA during the time of John Kennedy. So it was, yeah. And so this whole time it was, they was it, Oswald was just a patsy, basically, because like nothing really lined up with him. Like, why would this guy all of a sudden like go berserk? Because it was not in his personality. So there's theories that that was MK Ultra, but that hasn't, really been like proven yet. But they do know that that guy just kind of took the fall for the CIA. The CIA had other ulterior motives, and then they came up with the term, conspiracy theories, and said that anything that was, people saying, "Oh, was it our own government that took out our president?" They coined it conspiracy theory. They told the media outlets to also share that term. So that's how the term came into our vernacular, was to say that anybody who believed something different than the narrative was considered a conspiracy theorist. And so that's why everybody says, "Oh, you're just conspiracy theory, conspiracy theory." But we were literally taught to say that from the people trying to cover things up, to call other people conspiracy theorists. Interesting. The more you know. Dana, hey girl, how are you? Hello, hello. Good morning. Annette says it looks really cold there. It looks colder than it is. It's probably just in the 30s right now. Caitlin said the Unabomber was MK Ultra victim. Yeah, and there's a lot of people trying to look into that now, seeing if we can like bring some like cold hard facts to the surface and bring that to the masses, because there's some people that won't believe anything until they see some like facts, whatever facts are. And but if we, like, literally, if we just use our intuition and we go into our heart space with any of these things that our egos have a hard time figuring out, we'll always find the truth. So I say go inwards, go inwards. Alrighty. Edgar says, I had a messed up dream a few nights ago. Vortex opened up next to Earth into a different dimension and Earth was sucked in. Saw it in different angles. It was terrifying. That actually sounds kind of cool. Like if a vortex opened up, maybe that was the Earth moving into its new phase of being, because Gaia is also a living being. We just happen to be living on a living being. And, as we're awakening and as the veil's being lifted for us, it's being lifted for her. So maybe that's what you saw, kind of the just a representation of Earth moving into a new frequency, but for you, maybe it looked like a new dimension. So that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty rad. Okay, so higher self. Let's talk about it. All right. When I go into meditation, and I feel I'm in my higher self. Sometimes I'm witnessing my higher self, but sometimes I can feel I'm seeing through the eyes of my higher self. So it's, the point of view can change. But I always see myself kind of a bluish color and winged, kind of like a bird, which is where I feel like the blue avian kind of came in. But sometimes when I see the higher selves of others, um, it's just through my lens, and my lens is subjective. Just like, if any of you looked into my higher self, you may not see exactly what I see. And that's just because, we have our own filters. We, have our own perspectives. We're all different human beings. But perhaps, if you tapped into my energy, you would feel the same energy that I do. Just how you physically see it or sense it would be different, because again, it's subjective. But what I would like to do is just use a few of you guys as examples, if you don't mind. And I would like to tap into your higher self and just describe what I see of your higher self. But remember that it's just through my own lens. When you tap into your higher self, it could look different. But that's just how my eyes see your energy, which we would both feel. And then afterwards, when we go into our guided meditation, my focus really is on the higher self and really witnessing, seeing, feeling into that higher self so that we know that when we're making decisions or we're coming across information and we want to look at it through the lens of our soul instead of the lens of our vessel, we know what that energy feels like. And so some of you guys, you tap into your higher selves all the time. So to you, you know exactly what it looks like, you know exactly what it feels like. Um, but for all of us, I think it would just be good to just have a little look in today while we're all here together. So, okay. Edgar says, I don't need to see it. First I saw COVID and now this. Aurora said, me please. All right, let's do that. Angela says, I'm open to it. Sure, sure. And Annette says to tap in. All right. So we have Caitlin, Angela, and Annette. All right, all right. Let me put my cards away here and let's tap in. But like I said, while I'm tapping into you, you tap into yourself. And remember, what I see is just through my own personal lens. Doesn't mean that that's like quote unquote accurate of what you look like. Accuracy is up to you when you like look at your own higher self. Okay. Angela said, let's do it. And Caitlin says, I've actually never seen my higher self. Well, I think that'll be a fun then when we go into our guided meditation today. And I'm going to have it set up in such a way that I want you to see your higher self and I want you to feel into it and I'm gonna have you step into it actually. So, okay, I think we had Caitlin first, then Angela, and then Annette. Okay, so Caitlin, let me have a little sip of tea. Okay. All righty. So, Caitlin, I will say that when I just kind of as I feel your energy, if sometimes I feel color, and I always see you as a purple light. But let's go a little deeper. Okay, um, like I said, this is just my own brain's interpretation of your energy. But have you ever seen the cartoon called The Snorks? I believe it was like 80s, 90s cartoon, maybe late 80s, but it was The Snorks, Snorks. And your energy, still glowing that purple energy that I see, kind of looks like the snorks, like underwater. But I think really what that's trying to represent is more Atlantean type energy. So young, so youthful, very curious, and just kind of how I see your higher self like moving through the oceans of Atlantis, just wanting to know what's behind everything, what's what's behind, you know, the boxes in the boxes, what's lurking in the shadows. Like just so curious. Like I want to know, I want to know. Sometimes the curiosity getting you into some interesting hijinks, but it's just such an inquisitive, youthful energy. Aw. Yeah, so it was just kind of like, I don't know if I could describe, I guess, how you looked. It was kind of like the snorks, but mostly just like energetically speaking, it was that purple feeling of like youthful and curiosity and I must know and um, kind of sometimes curiosity getting the best of you and just wanting to know, and then whatever comes from that is is like a distant memory, but it's just the in the immediate now, in the present, just always wanting to know, always so curious. Very interesting. Um, Edgar says, I'm an open book. Just don't go down the dark hallway of my soul. Nice. Caitlin says she hasn't heard of the snorks. Dana says, I used to love the snorks. She says, Atlantis. Oh, wow. Susie says, Starcy, too. Very Atlantean. Caitlin says, that was my birth name. Marie means star of the sea in French. Very cool. Edgar says, I closed my eyes and I saw hands planted on the floor in black and white. A need to ground yourself, earth and water. The snorks, balance yourself. And Caitlin said her name is Caitlin Marie Dawn Birch. Dana said, my middle name is Marie. That's cool to know, Aurora. So cool. Lisa, hey, she's still, don't worry, girls, I'm back. She's back, Jack. Good to see you, my friend. Caitlin says, but my middle name is Margaret. Wow. Angela says, great memory. Loved the snorks. Lisa says, Dana, darling. Oh, hold on just a second, you guys. We have our neighbor friend showing up. Jim's here. I wonder if he ate the rest of the pie that we gave him. He might be returning our dish. But yeah. Oh, Elisa's here. She's OMG. Hi, hello. Welcome. All right. So, Caitlin, thank you so much for allowing me to tap into your higher self. And we will. Looks like our friend Jim has his doggy with him. We'll tap into our friend Angela, and then our friend Annette. Oh, I think he did eat all the pie because I baked some apple pie, but and we already had a couple of slices, but we're like, dude, we don't need to eat this whole pie, so we just like gave him the rest of our pie. And he's only up here for a couple of days anyway. He's just checking on his house and everything, because he's only part-time, so he's part-time kind of down in Phoenix and then part-time up here, so he's just kind of checking all his plumbing, making sure everything is copacetic. um, Elisa says, hope you're doing well. I'm doing fabulous. Lisa says, I just hacked back across the city 5 miles, urban ride and off-road too. Ooh, I love it. Must be beautiful out there. Edgar says, I'm getting a glass of water. This should get my body going. Elisa says, I'm the one who sends you 1,000 comments these days. Hey, no worries. I love comments. I love chit-chatting, as you can tell. Dana said, the snow looks so beautiful in the pics on your off-grid account. Well, hey, it's currently snowing right now. Let's turn this around again. I don't know if you guys can see all the fizzle there, but yeah. There's currently snow, and it's snowing. It's like a little, just a little flurry. Nothing too bad. Okay. Let's see. Caitlin says, I actually felt something just a minute. Oh, okay. Lisa says, love you too, Chica. By the way, Lisa, who is a fabulous guitar maker, hence Lisa's Cigar Box Guitar, she's making a little something for me. I'm like, oh, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited about it. And once she's done, I'll make sure that I repost like pictures and things like that on the Instagram so you guys can check it out. Edgar says, I'm so jealous in a good way. I want snow. Well, We got a lot of it for you. We're going to get a lot. Okay, let's go into our friend Angela. By the way, Angela, thank you so much for allowing me to do this. All right, Angela. Because again, I always see in colors first before my brain starts forming like representations of what you might look like on the inside. But your color is very green. I would say more like a light green, like bright colored leaves, the new leaves of spring. Very tree and forest like energy. Just like the connection to trees and roots. Very Gaian or Terran, you might say. Yeah, just all I could see was this like network connection of trees and that bright green energy. Oh, yep, looks like he did bring back the dish. But yeah, just very earthy network. But who knows? Maybe you could have the soul of a tree. But that's just how I see you. Just kind of like swaying in the wind. You know, doesn't matter what's going on above the surface because your roots are deep and strong. And they're so connected to like family, but ancient family. And that might be how you also get your downloads and your intuition. It might feel like a zing, like you just maybe just know something, you just feel something. So that kind of um, clairsentience, claircognizance. Oh, so beautiful. Let's see. So thank you for allowing me to tap in. It's always such an honor. Lisa said, I've been celebrating Coptic Christmas with my bro Johnny. Very cool. Aurora said, I just had a vision of me as a Pegasus transforming into a mermaid, then transforming into a fairy. I feel like I was a shapeshifter, changing as I pleased. That's beautiful. I love that. I love that. Edgar says, don't forget to gather snow water for transformation and new beginnings. I was actually waiting for like this snow day to come in because I was like, dude, I have these old bottles. I can't wait to do some snow magic. um, Lisa says, Tara, I'm taking photos for you. Yay! Thank you. I'll definitely share them on the grams for everybody. Elisa says, I have a suggestion for you in the future. A channeling of Lord Krishna would be interesting to see. Ooh, we definitely could add that to the list. That'd be an interesting energy. Love that. Dana said, how beautiful is that? KDS Workers here. She says, happy Sunday, everyone. Just finished with clients. Excellent. KDS helping all those people out there. Angela said, I feel so connected to trees and Mama Gaia. I'm a Virgo. Wow, that's amazing. Susie said, agreed. Very beautiful. Everybody's saying hello to Karen. Susie said, Lisa, soul sister, love you too. Elisa said, beautiful. Katie said, I love trees and have best meditations around trees. I cry when trees get taken down. Same here. Same here. Edgar says, for Angela, I saw a poinsettia flower. Ooh. Angela said, thank you. Yes, clairsentient and claircognizant are my superpowers. Very nice. Caitlin said, my right hand is starting to ache. Not painful, but more like energy. Woo. Yeah, that's so interesting, Caitlin. Seems like you tend to feel energy like intensely throughout your body. So I think that when you were talking about earlier taking a bath, um, watery energy, remember? Um, I think that that's best for you to kind of like release. Like I think if you really grounded yourself in water, actually, I know water seems like pretty fluid, but there is a way to ground yourself in water and to kind of cleanse and let go. And I think that that would be really good for your physical body as well as your spiritual body, since you are so connected to water, but also because you take on so much. You're like a little sponge, you're a little empath, just like feeling into all this energy. Um, Lisa says, yeah, I second that. Lord Krishna. Elisa says, I found out the reason why Krishna is believed to have blue skin, and mainly because he had a strong blue aura. Both different channelers and Hindu gurus agreed on this. Well, that makes a lot of sense, actually. So his skin was like other humans. Interesting. Dana said, I always ground and cleanse in water. So helpful. And Lisa said, Caitlin is also clairsentient. So yeah, definitely your vessel is like your barometer for things, which I think is amazing. All right, we have our friend Annette. Dana says, it's one way I clear and ground myself. And Caitlin said, agreed. I always picture myself showering in a waterfall with little rocks holding my shampoo and lotion. I love that. That's a beautiful visualization. Oh, Karen said it's 11:11. What's up? All right, so let's take a look into our friend Annette. Taking a look into her higher self. Annette coming in with that beautiful yellow energy, like the yellow of calendula, marigolds. Whoa. Okay, Annette, my girl. Um, Again, this is all just like symbolic, my own representation, but it sees you, my higher self sees you as Kali Ma at her most compassionate. Because there are the many faces of Kali Ma, also seen, with her blue skin, but the ability to transform, fearlessness, fearless in the face of sometimes darkness, sometimes when things may seem bleak or hopeless, and just diving headfirst, unafraid, but also with so much compassion for self, compassion for others, but also knowing that you can't help but to push people to transform. Like stagnation is not your thing. Moving forward. So to be around people that don't wish to change or to remain stagnant is such a foreign energy to you. And you can't help but try to force them to change because you have compassion in your heart, because you know it's for their best and highest good, even if they don't know. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I just see you as the compassionate Kali Ma. Normally we see her in her most like vengeful energy, but you it's like that compassionate, but also deeply powerful energy. Like that's cool. And I would say, because Annette is a yoga instructor, she's also a Reiki master, and That makes a lot of sense. You know, if she's helping people to tap into their own personal power through yoga to kind of transform and move their energy, that's Kali Ma energy. And also with Reiki, you know, transmuting, transforming, moving energy through people's bodies, that's Kali Ma. Dude, I love it. I love it. Let's see, let's go back here. Lisa said, Krishna is so beautiful. Susie reminded people to make a wish on that, 11:11. Dana said it's 12:12 for her there. Annette said, fierce love. Elisa says, oh, I'd be so scared to know about my higher self. Oh, don't be scared. Your higher self is you. It's the real you. We just wear these little meat suits, you know, and these change from season to season, lifetime to lifetime, you know. But the soul, that's us. That's truly us. Annette says, I have her on my altar at this time. Oh, wow. Edgar says, just so people know, use your poinsettia is used for breathing disorders, digestive problems, and diarrhea. Didn't know that. Caitlin said, Goddess Kali. Oh, wow. Love it. Annette said, thank you, my beautiful friend. You're very welcome. Kaylin said, Tara, it's interesting you mentioned water. I just watched The Prince of Egypt for the first time yesterday and was blown away when Moses parted the Red Sea. Doesn't your last name mean Egypt? It sure does. That's the translation of my last name, Egypt. So Tara, the good earth, basically earth of Egypt, land of Egypt. Dana said, Kali Ma energy is incredible. She is such a loving, motherly, and protective energy. Her energy was floating above me in my home back in 2018. Wow. Says, I love that you picked up the fairy version of me, Tara. I've also seen myself as angelic. Beautiful. Elisa said, would it be okay for you to check my higher self when you have time? Now you made me curious. Of course. We have our friend Edgar. He said not to go down his dark hallways, but Edgar, we'll take a look. And then we'll take a look at our friend Elisa. Lisa said, Kali, gypsy goddess and saint. Karen said, YouTube question. When you mention someone, do you include spaces or do you ignore spaces? Um, hmm. Um, I usually just put like an at and then I put no spaces. Like if I was going to say like your name, I would put like at KDS worker, just like no spaces. Or for Lisa, I think I would put like no spaces, but I think that's how it works. Not sure. Lisa said Black Saint, Goddess, Kali. Wow. All right. And thank you, Annette, for allowing me to tap in. You know, it's always like feel like I'm repeating myself, but it is an honor for like somebody to say, yeah, like look at the real me, like look at my energy. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. All right, some more tea and we'll tap into Edgar. And what I'm using the tea for is to oh, Susie. Oh yeah, Susie, if you would like me to tap in, I would definitely love to tap into your energy as well. Um, so like to tag Susie, but yeah, it would be like at Susie, I think no spaces, Gemini. I think that's how it would come up. But yeah, Susie wants me to tap in, I could as well. Annette says, I'm overwhelmed. Elisa, do you need any information like age, country? Nope, not at all. Nothing. So how would you mention Lisa? It'll just be at Lisa Cigar Box Guitar, no spaces. Edgar says, hopefully you're all ready for me. I'm just kidding. Edgar, you're so silly. Watch it comes out. It's just a teddy bear. Not even any claws. All right, Edgar. Let's tap in. Okay, Edgar. No, you do not have any dark recesses in your your soul. Um, but your color was gray, like silver gray. And the first thing that came to mind, maybe because I just finished watching Lord of the Rings, but was like Gandalf the Grey, but not Gandalf the character, but more seeing you in that kind of wizard energy. This seems like fourth dimensional energy, your higher self, but more like such an interest in the like things, almost like a magpie energy, like, ooh, the shiny things, like, ooh, if I work with this, what could I do if I work with this energy? So probably why you're so attracted to like the esoteric, like crystals and tarot and making things. There's always like this thing with the hands. My hands have to keep moving. The hands want to feel, they want to touch things, they want to, because that's how you get to know things. Like you can see things with your eyes, but for you, the whole saying seeing is believing isn't really your motto. It's feeling is believing. Like I want to feel the energy of the crystal. You can't just tell me the amethyst feels like this. I got to feel it for myself. You can't just tell me tarot helps me tap into my higher self. I have to actually use tarot to tap into my higher self myself. So yeah, all this like touching and making and molding, creating this like 4D silver gray kind of wizardy energy. Probably see wizardy because it's like taking many different things and then creating something new out of them. So like a creatrix. Yeah, a creator. But also this energy of like, while I'm creating, nobody can see what I'm doing until I'm all done. And then, ha ha ha, like my creation, take a look at it. But so curious to touch everything, which is probably why maybe on earth you want to like feel the things because everything is so dense here on earth. Things can be extremely tangible. So for you, it's like a tactile playground, earth. Yeah, you just creating from seemingly nothing, you can make such wonderful things, but really you're just creating representations of yourself. So you're just like leaving pieces of yourself everywhere and everything that you create. It's how you see you comes out in your creations. So cool. So cool. All right. Let's see, let's go back here. Edgar says not even, it's a bunny. Karen said, thank you all. Susie says, I feel flowers because Tara has told me before for that. Aurora said, OMG, Edgar, I tapped into you as well and immediately got an image of Sesame Street's Elmo. Aw. Susie said, yes, wizard Edgar. Edgar said, silver gray for me is balance. Oh, shiny. Wait, what? Nice. He says, I like polishing old things and creating new purposes. Dana said, that's so cool. Karen says, I would like to hear about my higher self as well. Sure, sure, sure. Thank you, thank you. Will do. Edgar says, I do love surprising people, and I'm a Cancer, I feel. Caitlin said, curiosity. That's probably why I got Elmo, that childlike energy. Liesel, thank you. Thank you so much. Edgar said, Aurora, you got me laughing like Elmo now. Karen says, I love the idea of the world as a tactile playground. And then Caitlin said, Elisa is next, then Karen. All right, so Alyssa, then Karen, and then our friend Liesel. All right. So, Alisa, And by the way, am I saying your name correctly? Is it Alyssa or Elisa? I just, I'd hate to butcher people's names. Okay, doing a little grounding with my tea again. Okay, Elisa. All right. Again, I feel in color, and your color is like source white, like that source energy, that bright white, purifying light. I rhyme, but um, yours is more that seventh dimensional angelic realm. So when I see you, it's just a bright, bright white light, but then the wings emanating from the light. Such observational energy, like not so much wanting to like be a part of like everybody's group or everybody's clique. Like you see something going on, but you want to observe it. You observe the people in it, observe what they're doing, observe their choices, observe the outcomes. And it seems like that's how you learn best, is observation. It seems like it's harder when you're right in the middle of it. Like if you're the one, doing something, it's harder to see that perspective when you're in it, that higher perspective I'm trying to say. But for things that occur in your life, in order for you to gain that perspective and understanding, like, why do I do this? Or, why does this happen in the world? Or, things like that, you gather your information through observation. So seeing, basically, since everybody around us is a mirror, seeing all those various mirrors, each and every one of us, helping you to understand yourself better. Like, why would they make choices like that? What was the result of their choices? Why do people do things this way? If these people operate this way, could you operate a different way? And just observing, such a peaceful observing. Just shedding light on people's situations, and really you don't even have to do much except ask questions, and it's your questions that are so needed. And I know that you ask a lot of questions, in our channeling videos, but it seems like that truly is your nature, is to observe, ask questions, and then pull back. Let the people do as they will with those questions. How does that change them? How does that transform them? Did that make them go a different route? What did they do with those questions? Did they try to answer them? Did they ignore them? And again, that's how you learn about yourself. All right. So cool. I love it. Thank you, Lisa, for letting me tap in. Oh, the second one, Alyssa. Alyssa, okay. Says, but it's okay. I'm Italian. All right, Alyssa. This is, my heart is beating so fast. Caitlin says, Archangel. I'm getting Archangel Raphael. Karen says, I'm Italian too, trying to locate grandfather's records in Giseria in Italy. Edgar says, I keep seeing white feathers floating around. Alyssa says, that's so true. They've always told me I'm very observant of others since I'm a child. Oh, wow. And Susie's telling Karen, I recently discovered I'm supposed to go to Italy, past life stuff. Oh. Karen said, I saw light and airy like an angel. Alyssa says, I'm actually air dominant in my birth chart. Wow. Yes, then we have our friends Karen and Lisa. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. Thank you, Alyssa. And actually, I got to spend a few weeks in Viterbo in Italia, and I went to Florence for a day. I was in Roma for a couple of days, but I was there for the opera. So I used to be a professional opera singer, so I got to sing opera in Italy for a few weeks, and that was fun. I loved Italy so much, and um, most of my Italian is leaving me now. But it was funny when I was there. What I didn't know in Italian, I made up for in Spanish. So I had this like mixture of Italian Spanish, and so everybody I spoke to thought I was either from Spain or Greece, and then I was like, no, I'm Americana, and they're like, Americana? No, 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 no. So let's see. Lisa says, Alyssa, bloody auto spell. She says, hope you enjoyed your time here. Oh, I sure did. Susie said, Wally's World. Karen said, that is awesome. What a great opportunity. Oh, I had so much fun there. It was amaze balls. All right. So we have our friend Karen. So Karen, we're going to be tapping in. Alyssa said, wow, Aurora, I'll look into that. Thank you all. You're very welcome. Mm, it is getting so white out there. So snowy. Brr. Kayla says, when it's warmer out, could you sing for us again? Sure. Right now, my voice might be a little shaky. I'm like, oh. um, Lisa said, I did the same, made up for my poor Italian with Spanish. Caitlin says, do you mind me tapping in as well? Of course, go ahead, go ahead, by all means. All right, Karen. And Alyssa, thank you so much for allowing me to tap in. It was an honor. All right, Karen. Okay, Karen. Um, the energy color that I feel for you is orange. Could be the color of your aura, just could be the color that you're in at the moment, but it's very orangey color, like the fruit orange, like orange. um, but when I see your energy, it's not as set in a form as I might see others. Like yours is more of like a swirling, like if somebody took, I don't even know how to describe this, but I'll try my best. It's like somebody took paints, like different colored paints. And if all these paints were together without gravity, and the paint colors were just like swirling, like floating, like swirling, swirling, swirling. And everywhere you move, like the swirling paint colors like moved with you. So it's like formless, yet morphing into whatever you wish. Like it's very hard to explain. And your energy feels like it's on the border of like 4 and 5D. Although when I mention dimensions, by the way, it's not like beings just stay within their own dimension. Like 5D beings can only be in 5D. Like 3D beings can only be in 3D. It just means like the where the majority of their energy lies, but the dimensions are kind of all on top of each other. Like we're all within these multiple dimensions. It's just kind of where our frequency is at. So her frequency is kind of like 4, 5 dimension, but obviously inhabiting a third dimensional body, which is interesting. The way Claire. So you're this the energy as you're like this like undulating paints palette of color, like clearing the path, like you're a path clearer, like not so much interested in the mundane and like the minute details, but more let's clear the path and see what happens. So I don't feel that your higher self is the let's plan and, and plan and plan and plan, and then we'll get up and do something. It's let's clear the path and then see what happens. Like let go of some energy, or let's move some energy. Let's heal some things, and then we'll look at the result. And then we can take some action after that. But you'd rather take the action than sit around and read a book about somebody else taking the action, is what I'm getting. You're very proactive instead of passive. Man, the fact that I get to hang out with you guys every Sunday and all these so beautiful, all of your higher selves just so different, so many different strengths, so many different ways that you guys see yourselves in the world is just amazing. Yeah, clear the path. Just clear the path, clear the path. Wow. Let's see, let's go back here. Edgar says, I challenge you, Tara, Phantom of the Opera, you and me, going at it. You and me right now. Never did professional, but it was in a choir for 4 years. We'll just have like a choir off. Alyssa says, what dimension does your higher self reside in? Mine was kind of seen in like the 12, 13, but I'm obviously in a 3D vessel. So it's like we're kind of all over the place. Alyssa said, you guys are all amazing people. Aurora said, Karen, I'm seeing you as a litter of calico kittens. Calicos are orange and black. Oh, wow. She says, I'm freaking out right now. Tara and I are in sync. Dude, simpatico. I like it. Susie said, swirls, Karen, of orange cream candy. Pinwheels, too. Oh, wow. Susie says, I see Tara has 12 for sure. Yeah. Let's see if I can one day fully embrace that 12th dimension. Right now, I'm like, come on. All right, Karen, thank you so much for letting me tap into you. She said, I said orange was my favorite color since age 3. High school colors, orange and black. College colors, orange and purple. Vote heavily orange. Orange plays prominent theme. Really? Holy schmolies. That is so cool. Dude, I dig that. That is rad. Lisa said calico cats are called tortoiseshell in England. Oh, that makes sense. Very cool. That's wow. Wow. Well, thank you, Karen, for allowing me to tap in again. Such an honor. Thank you. But yeah, just that. Wow, what an energy. We need people like you, or energies like you, I should say. All of your energies. You all have something very unique and special. Whether it's the observers of the angelic realm, whether it's these undulating paint palettes clearing the way for us, or the Kali Ma's with their compassion, helping people to heal, pushing people forward. All the watery energies, our Atlanteans, our more flowery energies, and just so cool. Our wizards, the creatrixes, the ones that create from what looks like nothing to everybody else. It's just amazeballs. Caitlin says, I thought tortoiseshell cats were gray and blue. Edgar says, bees have been landing on my forehead. They seem to do it when they want to go outside. Oh. Lisa said, blue and gray cats are simply called blues. Oh, very Nice. All right, our friend Lisa. Let's tap into you, Chica. Oh, the snow is getting more intense. Maybe at the end of the chat, I'll show you what it looks like out there again. Maybe it'll be all white. Sister said, Lisa, I'm partial to blues. Ah, well, I like blues because blue is my color. Okay. Um, oops. There we go. Here we go. Lisa. Lisa, Lisa. Purples. Like purple ribbons. Like spinning around Lisa. Like so many textures of purple ribbons of velvet and silk and satin, gingham, tweed, purples. Okay, Lisa. Okay, hold on. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure what beings, I mean, there's probably so many beings out there, probably an infinite number of beings if energy is indeed infinite. But I see you like in that like sixth dimensional space. And just again, in my own mind, just how I see you represented is more like a Sherlock Holmes, like a pipe. Very earthy, though, like 6D, but earthy, if that makes sense. An energy that's not quite yet solid, but not etheric either. Like quasi, like between dimensions. Like you can fade in and out at any time. But definitely this like Sherlock Holmes energy where you want to uncover. You're always looking for like the truth behind the fact, behind the words, behind the people, behind what they say, behind their energy. Like what is beyond, not taking anything at face value. Like, I want to know more. I just see like the almost like the Sherlock Holmes pipe sticking out. I think that's where I'm getting the earthy energy. Plants, ether. And so how you look for the facts, how you look for the messages behind the messages, the meaning behind people's words, the meaning in the unsaid, the pauses, the spaces. It's like your energy dives into them and you utilize Gaian energy, plant medicine, tree medicine. Use this very grounded, earthy energy to help ground that quasi solid and non solid form of yours, to help you see beyond. See beyond the facial expressions, beyond what they say and what they don't say. And you put it all together. You do the sleuthing when others would not even look, to sleuth, to question. I feel like you and Alyssa's energy would probably get along swimmingly with her angelic questioning energy. And you're wanting to find what's real, the beyond. I love it. Wow. All right, Liesel, thank you for allowing me to tap in. Let's see. Do. Um, Susie says, my great loves are Russian blues, but feral. Edgar says, my niece has a calico named Miley. Um, Caitlin said, Lisa, I immediately got your dragon friend, Emmanuel. He's your guardian. Susie said, Lisa, I am called to green for you today. Oh, probably the like plant medicine that she connects to, like plants and trees, Gaia. Edgar says, I have a big gray tabby cat named Smokey. Aw. Lisa says, the gingham and tweeds have specific meaning, truly. Oh, wow. Susie said, earthy green. Lisa said, OMG, the Sherlock Holmes channeling. Perfect. Whoa. Edgar says, I have a lot of green, sea green, marine blue, turquoise in my room. It's the sea for me. Oh, Susie pulling. Okay, for Kayla. Excellent. Will do. Kayla says, I was just planning to send a super chat, but I didn't add my new debit card. Oh, no worries. Wow. Thank you, Susie. It's very kind of you. Lisa says, yeah, OMG, or OMD, oh my days. And then Caitlin's done one for Susie. Oh my goodness, you guys are the sweetest. Susie says that worked out. Love you too. Oh my goodness. You guys are so, so sweet. Okay, so we have Susie for Kayla, Caitlin for Susie. All right. Okay, we'll ground again. Let's do this. Okay. Let's tap into Kayla. Okay. Hold on, let me put my where did it go? I had a mitten here. There was a mitten. Oh, there's the mitten. Put my other mitten on. um Annette says, Terry, your energy attracts all the sweetest energy. Aw, tinks. Caitlin says, that's everyone in the chat. You channeled everyone. Oh, wow. Okay. Kayla says, also, everyone, my new picture is Frankie. I wanted to share her with you all. Oh my goodness. Frankie is your cutie. Lisa's like, all of us peeps were hot today. Alyssa says, unfortunately, I have to leave to study for my law exam. It's my first one as well. Wish me luck. Good luck. Good luck. Lots of good vibes your way. She says she had a wonderful time. We're glad to have had you here. Wonderful. All right. So glad you could make the chat. Good luck. Okay. Kayla, now that I got my mittens on. Okay, Kayla. Again, just how I feel energy and color, or my feelings on color. um, it's like a little bit different yellow than I saw in Annette. Like Annette was like swirling in yellow, but for you, it's like this beam of yellow, like a tubular, solid beam of yellow light from your crown chakra all the way through to your ground star chakra, like soul star to ground star. And this like unbreakable energy. I mean, all of your energies are unbreakable, like, but some of you guys are very like your movement, your energy is movement, but hers is solid, stoic almost, which is probably why people rely on her, like to be the like a shoulder to cry on, like the voice of reason, somebody that you can trust with your secrets, somebody that you can confide in, because who she is worn on her sleeve. That no matter how dire some situations may have been in her life, she knew deep down the sun would rise and she would be fine. So, although on her exterior, people may mistake her for being somebody who is all kindness and therefore could be easily moved or manipulated, when it's quite the opposite. She is both a kind and compassionate and loving human being, but you cannot push her around. You cannot bend her. You cannot tell her what to do and expect her to live with that. Such a strong, solid energy. Okay, let's see what else. I would say that your higher self has, although our higher selves have no gender, it's more like a yin and yang, energy. I would say that it is somewhat of a proactive, mm, like action oriented type energy. I almost see like the samurai with the sword just like cutting through the BS. Like, I know exactly when people are lying to me. I may not be able to have evidence when somebody's being dishonest, but I just feel it in my bones. It's kind of Kayla's energy. But yeah, I just see like the samurai just cutting through with the sword. Like when people may feel they can take advantage or they can coerce her or manipulate her, her sword of truth comes out. And people find themselves quite mistaken. Such a beautiful balance between masculine and feminine, both receiving but also exerting. Wow, that's what Eco sees. That's why Eco keeps saying, step into that power, because that is some intense power. Wow. Wow. I love it. Okay. Wow. Thank you, Kayla, for letting me tap in. Um, Everybody wishing Alessa a beautiful day, wishing her luck. She says, thank you all. Have a wonderful day. Edgar says, Kayla, I saw the corner of a baby crib, the old wooden ones made of red oak. No baby, just the crib. And Caitlin says, you're a shapeshifter too, Kayla, only you prefer to shapeshift as animals. Oh, wow. Alyssa says, and again, thank you so much. Beautiful soul, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Kaylin says that's why Eco is always with you. He's a part of you. And Susie said, purest heart, Kayla, is how I see Kayla. Edgar says, Kayla, I feel as if the arrival of some good news is at hand for you. And Caitlin said, my higher self is a magic-based shapeshifter, but Kayla is an animal-based shapeshifter. I love it. Lisa likes the samurai. Caitlin says, I can't wait to tap into Susie. Susie's getting Kuan Yin for Kayla. And Caitlin says, yes, definitely, especially the moon rabbit story connected to Kuan Yin. Kayla says, I hope so, Edgar. I feel this too. She says, thank you. You're very, very welcome. Thank you. All right. Such a pleasure. Thank you. Okay, let's tap into our girl Susie compliments of our friend Caitlin. So thank you. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, I'm putting my mitten back on. I think as the snow gets flurry full, it's getting a little chilly in here. Caitlin says that'll be fun. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Susie, you know I've mentioned flowers with you before, but just today, your energy is like lilac, lilacs and white daisies. And then it's like I see you as a little kid coming up to your brother with a yellow dandelion head and putting it under his chin and telling him he likes butter. That if yellow is seen under his chin when you put the flower there, he likes butter. But it's the early way that you used to connect to flowers, which again, everything is just a mirror for us. And so you were seeing yourself in all these various flowers, whether picking their petals and wondering if he loves me, he loves me not, or using flowers to find out if people like butter, or finding little tiny flowers, the tiniest of the tiny little purple flowers, and wondering if the fairies live in there. But such a childlike energy, and that flowers have always spoken to you. And that although they do appear at first very Terran, very Gaian, since obviously they grow on Gaia, but flowers are beyond the third dimension. They're a fifth dimensional frequency, resonating with that higher dimension, but also something that you can touch here in the third dimension. And you look at them for more than just their beauty and their scent, it's their texture, it's the way the pollen sits inside the flower, it's the way in which each petal on the outside seems identical to the next, but has slight imperfections. But you can see this when others can't. And knowing that one daisy is a completely different energy from another daisy. But that's how you see people. That's how you see the world, that we're all just like flowers. That some are okay to grow alone while others grow in clusters. But they all aid each other in some way. Some may only have 5 petals while some have 6. But that doesn't take away their beauty. And that's why you find beauty in everything. You don't look at the face value. You look at their substance. What makes them unique, not what makes them the same. because you're not looking for people to be cookie cutters or clones of one another. You encourage people to be unique, to find their centers, to grow tall and strong, to seek nourishment, to dance in the rain, to enjoy every season because every season is beneficial, whether it's a natural seasonal cycle or the seasons within the self. An older flower next to a budding flower is just as beautiful to you. You are the Fae. You're a fifth dimensional Fae. Now I see you. Glowing energy with beautiful wings of pink and lilac, white. All right. Wow. Thank you, Susie, for letting me tap in. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go back here. Um Karen says, thank you all for being willing to share your higher selves. I'm learning a lot by listening. Lisa says, bless. I can see this too, Susie. Caitlin says, I got the goddess Freya and Athena, strategic, intelligent, not always looking for battle, but prepared for it. I'm prepared to fight with love because Freya is also connected with Aphrodite. Wow. And Susie said, Caitlin, very true. Thank you. And Susie said, boy, is that true. Thank you. Lisa said, Susie, your brother is beautiful. And Caitlin said, that explains why we're friends. I'm a magic-based shapeshifter, and you have two goddesses as your higher self. What's more magical than a goddess? And Susie said, Tommy is very handsome. It has Venus and Jupiter and Leo with a very big heart. Aw. Karen says, I love that. Not looking at face value, looking at what makes them different. Edgar said, okay, time to go. Going to the flea market with moms. All right, Edgar, you have a great rest of your day. Hopefully you guys find some good scores out there. Edgar is saying to take care, everyone. Same to you. Karen was wondering, what is the Fae? Fairy energy. Everybody's saying bye to Edgar. So thank you, Susie. Such a beautiful energy, I must say. Wow. Wow, that was cool. Thank you. Oh, and actually, that was interesting. As I finished up tapping into your higher selves, the last candle went out. So I'm going to relight this baby here. There we go. Yeah, get back to burning. What did you turn yourself off for? Interesting, interesting, interesting. These candles. Caitlin said that was intense. I will say, yes. She got the tears flowing on that one. All right. So, what I would like to do for the rest of our chat, for our channeled guided meditation, because I never really know how the meditation is going to go. I just kind of let my higher self do what it will. Oh, wow. It's very pretty out there. I would like to do a higher self meditation with you guys so that you can witness your higher self, step into your higher self. I know some of you guys already know how to do this, but why not do it right now? I say it's always a good time to be in the higher self. So let's do that. Caitlin says you literally channeled everyone in the chat. Woo woo. Thank you guys for letting me just like tap into each and every one of you. It was an honor, an absolute honor. I know that I'm reusing that word, but it's true. Very true. Okay. So, let's get ready for this meditation. You know, let's see. Can I lift this up? Maybe, maybe not. Let me see. No? It's over there. Okay. Well, I was gonna lift the blinds up, but the cord is over there. So maybe we'll go like this. go like that. And you guys can see the trees through the blinds, I suppose. Let me see if I can open up these blinds further. Give me just a moment. And let's do this meditation. There we go. That's better. Okie dokie. Okay, let me put my blankie back on my legs. There we go. Just want to give you guys a better view for our meditation before we all go into closed eyes. Annette says, it's raining over here, finally. And Karen said, so pretty. I miss snow. Yes, it's such a peaceful energy. A little windy right now, but I think that's what brought the snow in. Okay, let me move my mic so you guys can hear me. Okay, so let's do this. All right, you guys. Go ahead and get into a nice, comfortable space. Make sure you are in a place where you will be undisturbed for the next several minutes. And find a place that's comfortable for you. You could be lying down, sitting down. Perhaps you're laying under a tree or on your bed, on the couch, in a chair. Maybe you're sitting on the floor or on Mama Gaia herself. And I want you to bring your awareness to your breath. Just feeling the gentle inhales and exhales. And noticing how you are breathing. Breathing in through your mouth or in through your nose. Where do you feel this breath? Is it in your chest, in your throat, in your belly, or in your diaphragm? Don't forget to exhale. And we're just noticing our breath without judgment, whether it is fast or slow, deep or shallow. And if you feel called to, you can place one hand over your heart and one hand over your solar plexus. Just feel the breath, just in this present moment. If you have outside thoughts wandering their way in, allow them to pass on by. Quick acknowledgement, and just let them go. Like wisps of the willow. They're just thoughts. We bid them adieu. We bring our attention back to our breath. In and out. And now we look inwards, as if you could move like a very small being within the vessel of your body. Perhaps you see your organs, your bones, your muscle, your skeletal structure. But there's something else that they don't show you within anatomy books. something that isn't seen in a laboratory or science class. There is a light, and it fills your entire vessel. It fills out every strand of hair. It fills every cell, every organ. It seems to glow in this light. What that color of light may be is for you to see. I want you to feel into this light beyond the physical matter that you see within your vessel. What are you feeling? Reminded who you are. And when you come back into your body, you will remember this feeling. You remember what you saw. And anytime you need to tap into your higher self, you will have something to focus on. When you want to remember how it feels to be into your sovereign being, you feel into this energy you feel right now. You are your soul. When you feel ready, go ahead and bring your awareness back into the body. You can wiggle your fingers and toes. And take a nice deep breath, and you can open your eyes. Oh, all right. Oh my goodness. Here we are. Wow. Well, thank you guys for joining me in this meditation. Let's go back, see what you guys had to say. Annette says I have to go, but I came back to the replay later so I can experience the meditation. Love you, Tara, and the beautiful community here. Love you guys. Love you. Have a great rest of your day. Have a beautiful week. Caitlin says, I got a vision of when Ariel from The Little Mermaid first gets legs. I'm trying to find my footing in life, but if I walk my path, I will be rewarded. Of course. Oh, you must have gotten frozen at some point, but hopefully we unfroze. Everybody is smashing the like button there. Love it. Kayla wishing everybody a beautiful week and everybody stay warm. Caitlin says, I think we missed the entire meditation. Oh no. Karen says, you're frozen, but kept the energy connected. Oh no. Well, YouTube, it was probably too intense for YouTube, I guess. But well, you know, maybe I'll do this meditation again another time, because that was a pretty good one. Stepping into your soul and your higher self. That was, yeah, I dug that one. All right, you guys, I'll make sure to, well, if it's the whole meditation, if I can get most of it, I'll try to turn that into a separate video for you guys. But you can also check out the meditation that came out yesterday, which was actually just a clip from our previous live chat. So I tried to take our live chat meditations and make them separate videos. Some people just like to do the meditations, so I'm doing that for you guys. Also, I am working on a couple of deck reviews, so I will get those done at some point this month for you. Let's see, we have a channeling tomorrow for you guys. And this one is channeling weapons, the energy of weapons. Like, where did they first come from? Are they negative polarity, positive polarity? Just all the questions that we have about them. You guys might be interested in checking that out. We actually had a lovely Lyran come forward and had a lot to say about the weapons that we have here on Earth. So definitely go check it out. Coming out 7 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Times, and that would be 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, you guys, catch you later. Love you bunches. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Have a wonderful week. Bye, guys.